Hey, Scott here, Scotty's Animals. I've been getting a lot of messages lately about my lighting, my LED lights. People have been asking me, what kind of lights do I have? And the funny thing about that is I actually was about to replace them. So I don't know if you can really see back here behind me, but I just replaced them. I really basically bought the same lights that I had again, and I'll get to that in a minute. But people have been saying, what kind of lights do you have? What kind of lights do you recommend? And I did a video about that several years ago when I was back in my old place. But since I moved here and I set up these lights, and I really love them, so I just wanted to replace them, but I get so many messages all the time about my lights. So what kind of lights are these? These are LED strip lights, and they're not like Christmas lights. They're not like a string of lights that you might see hanging in someone's dorm room or something like that. Actually, they are a sticky tape that has these tiny LED little squares inside them, and I really love them. The first batch that I had, and this is the reason why I replaced them, the first batch that I had, I never took the sticky tape off because I always thought, when I move or if I switch up my setup, it would be nice to be able to just roll it up. And in fact, that's what I did. I didn't know I was going to move when I got them at the time, but when I moved out here to the desert, I just rolled up the lights that I had, and then when I got out here, I unrolled them, and I've always just kind of used tape and taped them to the underside of my table or the back wall. But if you noticed over the last few months in the videos, actually that tape, the strip lights that I had, they just kept falling down. And it was because I'd always sort of taped them to the brick wall or to the top of the tables. And over time, the weight of them would just kind of peel that tape off slowly. So I decided, you know what? I love it here. I'm going to be here for a while. This setup, it may grow, but it's not going to change really. And even if it does, these tape lights, these LED strip lights, they're so cheap and so easy to set up. And I literally set this thing up in less than 5 minutes, the new ones. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to get a new roll this roll comes in 16-foot roll, and then it plugs into a little adapter. So I'll show you all of that here in a second. But I got a new roll, I peeled the sticky tape off, and I taped them permanently, essentially, to the underside of the table. Now before, I had them behind the cages, kind of shining forward, but now I've got them right here in the front, shining back. And I think it looks really nice. You can get all sorts of different kind of color temperatures. That means like whether it's a warm light or a cool light. Now you might think that the sun, of course, because it's so warm and bright, is a warm light, but actually the frequency, the light temperature, these are all strange things if you don't know much about lighting, but the light temperature is a cool blue light. It's blue light that comes from the sun. So if you were growing with a little plant light, you need a blue light for those plants to really get the kind of light spectrum that they need. So, that's all strange, but essentially this light is blue because it mimics more of a daylight kind of a light. I think the piggies would love it just fine if I got a warm light. The reason why I'm going all into this is because when you order them, you can get warm lights, you can get cool lights. I think you can probably get, a neutral, pure white light, which probably would be nice too. But I think that the blue lights look kind of cool. They also match my humidifier. Boy, it's been dry lately in the desert, and this humidifier has really been really doing a great job. Anyways, this humidifier can raise the humidity from like less than 10% humidity to all the way up to 50% humidity in just, less than an hour. And it looks cool with the blue lights. It matches my lights. So I'm just kind of geeking out on on stuff, but I really love this humidifier. It matches the lights, and these lights are really cool, really cheap. So I will put a link in the description for the lights, but let's actually get into a little bit of the details of how to set them up. And to let you know, for about $20, you can get the lights and the power cord. In the description, I will put a link to the power cord that I got specifically, because I did notice that some people were complaining that their power cord was getting overheated, and especially in an animal room or something like that. That's not something that you want to worry about. And I'm happy to report that after several years with this specific power plug, I've never had any problems. All power plugs will get a little warm because they're using electricity, but I've never had it get hot. And also the lights themselves, they don't get hot. They're LED lights, so they stay nice and cool, and you can touch them, and whatever you stick them on isn't going to get overheated. So I'm really, really happy. So I'll put a link to those in the description. So let's just actually check these lights out. Let's look at the work that I did. So here you can see that I've stuck them under the table, and I've actually used the sticky tape. So basically there's a film on the back of the roll, and you just peel it off, and then you just stick it. And I found that it helps to peel it off a foot or so at a time and stick it, and then keep peeling and unrolling. If you were to unroll that whole thing and then unstick the whole thing, you might get into trouble. You might end up sticking it to itself. And like I said, these are not that expensive, but that's not something that you really want to, deal with, is ruining the lights and having to wait for more to come. I found that unrolling just a foot or so at a time, sticking it to where you want to stick it, and then peeling that film back, it was so easy. I didn't make any mistakes, and I had a bunch of uneven surfaces. So here's another cool thing that I did, is I took one of my hair ties and I double looped it around the leg of the table, because I thought it's possible that the weight of the cord might eventually pull down that sticky tape. So I made sure that the cord is held up by one of my hair ties. So there you go. That is my LED strip light secret. That's how I've got the really cool light. I hope you found this video a little bit insightful, because you'd be surprised how many people just send me a message and say, what are these lights that you got going on? And that's all they are. They're just these little strip LED lights. I'll put a link to those down in the description. I'll also put a link to my Etsy shop and my Patreon and the LA Guinea Pig Rescue and all sorts of stuff down there. So I really thank you guys so much for being a part of the guinea pig community, and I can't wait to see what you guys have to say in the comments, even if it's just hi.
Instead of just saying hi, say, hi, these are the names of my guinea pigs, or hi, I can't wait to get guinea pigs.
I don't know what you're going to say, but I can't wait to see it in the comments. All right, I'm rambling now, so until next time, thanks for watching.